اوكي بسم الله. ده for بتاع يعني for بتاع الماس spectrometer shows me the isotopes present in my sample by showing me that there are different masses around the same range. okay I can see that هنا okay مرة صغير كده هنا um, I have something that's in 35 or something that's in 37. طيب this shows me that I have isotopes of the same element. okay element, which element it is يعني I can find it in a way I'm gonna explain right now. تمام. But the mass spectrometer graph shows me the type of the number of isotopes present by showing me how many peaks I have أصلا هنا in the beginning on this side. okay and shows me the abundance, how much I have of each isotope using the heights. okay and then on the right side, if it's a diatomic element زي bromine, chlorine, oxygen, nitrogen, whatever other than the atoms, it has molecules. صح? Molecules are formed when two of these isotope atoms يعني هنا join together. تمام. طيب they can join together how? If I have two isotopes, if I named the first isotope A and the second isotope B, I said that for me to make a molecule I need two atoms. صح? So I'll need either A plus A or B plus B or A plus B. طيب these are the three combinations that would give me a molecule. That's why we have 3 peaks on this side. okay because these 3 molecules from the different combinations, they're all molecules of the same element, but because I'm making them using different isotopes to make them, they're gonna have different masses. So if I said that A has a mass of 1 and B has a mass of 2, a combination of A and A would give me a mass of 2. okay combination of B and B would give me a mass of 4. A and B would give me 3. فالمهم يعني that's why they have different masses هنا, the molecules formed, and they have different peaks. The peaks of the molecules that form are according to the atoms. تمام. As you can see هنا, the atom A, okay, it has the highest abundance. It has higher abundance than B. صح? molecules that are formed of AA are going to be high, there's going to be greater abundance of molecules formed from AA than molecules formed from BB. لأنه imagine you're making a cake and you have more ingredients to make a certain cake and less ingredients to make another cake. How many cakes can you make of each one? I can make more cakes of A and less of B and B. That's why the abundance, okay, or the presence of BB molecules would be less than AA, because in the first place, the A atoms are present in higher abundance, so I can make more molecules using these atoms. okay B is less, so I can make less molecules using them. That's why there's less abundance of B. تمام. A combination of both would give you something that's somewhere in the between the abundances of those two. okay I'm using A, B, blah blah blah. Now I'm gonna switch to using actual elements. okay I took this graph from the book and it's for chlorine. تمام. Chlorine, it says in the question أصلا chlorine has two isotopes, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. طيب, which I can see right here. These are the ones for, this is for 35 and this is isotope 35 and this is isotope 37. طيب, if you look at the axis, it says mass to charge. طيب, I said what's mass to charge? It's literally mass over charge. okay and since the mass is 35, you can always assume that the charge is 1 unless the question assumes this, tells you there's something else going on. طيب, mass to charge ratio is mass over charge, so it's mass over 1, which is the mass itself. You can think of it as mass, literally just the mass of the thing you're solving. okay طيب, I can do 2 things to find I'm gonna from this diagram, I'm supposed to find those. طيب, supposed to find the ratio of molecules and the ratio of the atoms here in the beginning. طيب, okay how am I gonna find them? You're gonna find the ratio of the molecules using the ratio from the atoms. طيب, but first we have to find the atom ratio. okay it wouldn't be correct to say atom, because since they're in a mass spectrometer, these small ones, the atoms, turn into ions, and the molecules are also ions. okay they're all positive. طيب, I only say atom and molecule so you can differentiate between the two. If I said ions for both, you'd be confused. تمام. you can either use, like, you can do it approximately by your eye, or to be more accurate you can get a scale and you can put like المسطرة هنا كده. Okay, oh, that's an ugly scale. Okay, and you like see the height of both things and you compare them. You'll find that the height for chlorine 35 is 3 times the height of chlorine 37. What does that mean? It means that I have a 3-to-1 ratio, صح? Okay. طيب, the total of this ratio is 4. You have to هنا why are you adding up the ratio يا أسيل? And I have the two isotopes and I have their abundance and I have their masses, صح? What can I do using these abundances and masses? You can think of this ratio as you to find the relative atomic mass of isotopes. You can either use ratio or percentage, صح? This is how you use the ratio. If it was percentage, you say 35 multiplied its percentage divide plus 37 multiplied هنا percentage divided by 100, صح? In ratio, you don't divide by 100, you divide by the total number coming from the ratio. So if my ratio 3-to-1, you say 3 plus 1, it's gonna give you 4. طيب, I don't know why it's cutting off. To find, first of all, I'm going to find the relative atomic mass for chlorine. Relative atomic mass. طيب. cheap. And I said it's the mass into abundance plus the mass into abundance of the other isotope divided by the total from the ratio. For 35 multiply 3, which is its abundance, plus 37 multiply 1, which is its abundance, divided by 4, which will give you 35.5. طيب, this is the relative atomic mass. Okay, this is if the question is asking, oh, get me the relative atomic mass. If it doesn't have a number هنا in the y-axis for relative abundance, then you do with your scale or you do approximately. Okay, in some questions you can't do approximate, you only do approximate when it's like obvious that there's like it's double, it's triple. But if it's something that needs a scale, use a scale طوالي. Okay, you can use a scale anytime, like all the time. Okay, طيب, for the molecules you also need to find the ratio. First I'm gonna find I said that we have 3 combinations, صح? chlorine 35 plus chlorine 35 plus chlorine 35 to make a chlorine molecule, and I have chlorine 37 plus chlorine 37 وchlorine 35 مع chlorine 37, يعني واحدة فيها الاثنين. Okay, they're gonna give me different numbers. Here I'm gonna get 70. I'm cheating, by the way, I think you can tell though. 37 is gonna give me I don't know, والله. I'm cheating. 37 is 74. Okay, 37 is 72. I thinking 72. Okay, let me see. يا أخي I'm smart one. Okay, المهم طيب, ده حيكون باليمين. Okay, حيكون باليمين هنا ده, which I can already see. I can also see that they have different ratios, صح? The highest abundance is the one that's formed of 2 chlorine 35, which is, يعني using it, I looked at the mass is 70 for the highest peak, صح? Which means it's formed of 2 chlorine 35s. The second highest is, its mass is 72, and it's formed of a combination of Cl35 and Cl37. طيب, the last one of the lowest abundance is the 74. Okay, it's formed of 2 37s. Okay, for Cl37 and Cl37. طيب, if the question asks you to get the ratio of these molecules to each other, yeah, they want the ratio of Cl35 to Cl35, Cl37 to Cl37, the ratio of these 3 molecules to each other, يعني, this is what you do. Okay, you're gonna use the first ratio هنا دي. Okay, when you have a ratio, you say مثلا 3 out of 4 chlorine atoms are chlorine 35. Okay, and 1 out of 4 is chlorine 37. طيب, how does this help me? Let me show you. I said that the chances, like the ratio of Cl35 to Cl37 is 3 to 1, صح? That means that I have the total thing the total thing for these two is 4. The chances of me finding a Cl35 atom is 3 out of 4. This is the chance of me finding, تمام? Because the total ratio is 4, and 3 out of these 4 times I'll find Cl35. Okay? طيب, how do I use this? I said that my first peak هنا in the molecule side is formed of two chlorine 35 bonded together, صح? Which means I need to know the chances of two chlorine 35 bonding together. How do I know that? I just say, the chance of one existing multiply the chance of the other existing. Okay, and since they have, it's the same, I'm talking about the same thing, it's gonna have the same chance of existing أصلا, صح? I'm gonna say, the chances of their like two Cl35 atoms bonding together, it's gonna be the chance of one multiplied by the chance of the other, which is the same thing, okay? I say 3 over 4, multiply 3 over 4, which is 9 out of 16 times, I'm gonna get Cl35 molecules in a sample that has chlorine molecules, okay? So 9 out of 16 times, I would get Cl2 molecules formed of two chlorine 35 atoms. طيب, I said that my second peak is a combination of both. One 35 and one is 37, صح? طيب, this combination, how do I find the chances of getting this combination? I do the chance of getting one chlorine 35 with the chance of finding one chlorine 37, and I said that the ratio is 3 to 1, صح? The chance of me finding a Cl37 atom is 3 out of 4 times, okay? Multiply the chance of me finding a Cl37 atom, which would be 1 out of 4 times, the rest of the chances, okay? When you multiply these two, you get 3 out of 16 times, you'll get a chlorine atom formed of 35 and 37, okay? طيب, this is not, for this one, this one's like special. I want to say something about this. طيب, hold up. Okay. طيب, this is not the only way these two isotopes can like bond together. I said that one is 35 and one is 37, صح? I said here the 35 is bonded to the 37, okay? It can also be that the Cl37 is bonded to the Cl35. I still wouldn't change anything. It would double my chances, okay? Because there are two ways for these two atoms to bond together. So I have double the chances of getting a molecule formed of these two atoms, okay? This is not the total chance of me getting a chlorine molecule that's formed of these two atoms together, because I have two combinations that give me this molecule, okay? The second one is 1 over 4 multiply 3 over 4, which is gonna give me the same answer, okay? طيب, which means that my chances for finding a Cl35 and 37 chlorine atom is 2 times the chance of finding it like from one combination, because I have two combinations to find it. So you say 2 times 3 out of I'm confusing my head. 2 multiply, why did I do this? معلش. 2 this is 3 over 16, okay? So 2 multiply the chance of finding it one time. See, 2 multiply 3 over 16, because both combinations give me the same ratio, but since I can get it from two combinations, I say 2 times the combination number thing, okay? So you'll get that 6 out of 16 times 6 out of 16 times you can get a chlorine molecule formed of 135 atom bonded to a 37 atom, or 137 bonded to 35. When I say 6 out of 16, I'm getting the chances of forming a chlorine molecule formed of 135 and 137 in both the combinations that are possible for this two isotopes together. Yeah, إما it's 35 bonded to 37 or 37 bonded to 35. It doesn't make a difference, Yasin. The book says it makes a difference, so apparently it does. Okay? طيب my last peak right here is 37 and 37, which is simple. It's like the first one here that we did for the 35 one. You find the chances of getting one chlorine 35 37 atom and one chlorine 37. It's one chlorine 37 and one chlorine 37. And I said that in the ratio up here, the chances of me finding a chlorine 37 atom in a chlorine atom sample is 1 out of 4. So you multiply 1 out of 4, and this was also chlorine 37 for 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4 over 1 out of 4 is 1 over 16, okay? So I have 16 chances. 9 of them I'll find Cl molecule formed of 35 and 35. 6 of those chances I'll get Cl35 and Cl37 together, no matter the combination, okay? And 1 out of those 16 times I'll get chlorine atom, a molecule معليش, formed of 37 and 37. So that's it. That's what's explained in the book, and that's how some questions will come يعني. That's it. That's the whole thing about the thing. This is for diatomic elements. It might be different for other ones, but I think that's all they showed so far أصلا.